Hi everybody, welcome to our presentation. We're going to be sharing with you some information about our business model and our products. My name's Louise and this is my colleague Phil.
Hi everyone.
So before we get started, a little bit of a background on myself. So my whole life I worked in catering, so working for different various chefs and restaurant groups. And when I was around 23 years old, I bought a restaurant over in Mallorca. And I had that for several years. So a lot of my career has been self-employed and within the hospitality trade, which is always very long hours, unsociable hours. And that was all good and well. The money was great. But when I became pregnant, I realized that actually I hadn't really thought that part through in how I was going to maintain all the hours that I was doing and be a mum. So with childcare being incredibly expensive, it kind of didn't weigh up to carry on working the way that I was. So when my friend introduced me to this company, I could see that I could work flexibly and be a mom, but still earn the great money that I was used to. So it's my pleasure to talk to you today about the company. So this is our head office in Scottsdale, Arizona. We're an American company with a 42-year history. We are privately owned and the company is incredibly ethical, which I absolutely love. We have assets of over 1.5 billion. What that basically means is that we are property rich. So every country that we're in, we buy our head offices for cash. So we're cash rich and debt free with those assets as well. So it's completely secure. We have a multi-billion-dollar turnover with head offices in 160 countries. And we're in the health and wellness sector, which means it's actually a multi-trillion-dollar marketplace. Let me talk you through some of the benefits of network marketing. First of all, it's an uncapped income potential. So you decide how much you want to earn. It's also a willable income, and being a parent, this was really attractive to me. I'll just explain that a little bit further for you. If anything happens to me, my income would go to my husband. If anything happens to the two of us, then it's set in my will that my income would go to my sister on a monthly basis to bring up our daughter. And when she turns 18, she would then inherit my business. So knowing that I've got that legacy income in place for her is really, really just puts my mind at ease completely. So it was, for me, worth finding the time to build this business. So you decide your goals. Absolutely everybody's different. Everybody has different pockets of time. Everybody has different goals. And the system is so simple and designed to help you achieve them. So you can work part-time, full-time, and always around your current commitments. Most people will always start this around a full-time job. The whole plan is designed for busy people so that you can actually fit it into nooks and crannies of time. Full training and support. So obviously when you start this business, you might be like me. I didn't know anything about nutrition or health, etc. But what I loved about this business was that I could start to earn money whilst I was still learning. And it's a proven global business model. So you don't have to come along and reinvent the wheel. We just literally plug you into our trainings, design you a plan, and you can get started and start earning money straight away. So the role of a forever business owner. Number one, we use the products. So we become our best customer. Of course, we're already using most of the products that you will see in our range. You'll already be washing your hair, brushing your teeth, etc. So we start to use our own brand. That helps us then learn about the products so that we can share those products with other people. We can share our experiences. People will start to notice, that you look great, you've got great energy, etc. And it's really easy and natural to recommend our products. And all we do is recommend and build a customer base of around 20 to 30 regular customers. So I joined the business nearly 7 years ago. And in that time, the customers from when I started are still with me today. So the great thing that I find about this is that I'm not having to go out and find hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. This is a consumable product and it's for health, which means people will shop with me every single month. Then we look to build a team. So we start to talk about the opportunity to other people and literally we show them this easy business cycle. And then we coach the team. So we coach our team then to develop their own 20 to 30 customers. Again, we help them do that. And then we also help them to build a team as well.
Thank you, Louise. Just to introduce myself, my name is Phil. I have a background in the medical equipment industry. It was a sales and training role, which I absolutely loved. However, it was totally controlling. I was working longer and longer hours. I ended up working 80 to 90 hours a week. Like a lot of people I speak to, lives become very busy. I was traveling all over the UK and into Europe as well. And I just didn't have a life. So when I looked at Forever, I thought, what a great way that maybe I could still feed my travel bug, which was great. I could have a better lifestyle without losing my income, just to have that balance again. I always got told off by saying that, I'm chasing a work-life balance, but I think that's what this opportunity I could see. So on here, you can see different things that may be of interest to you. So this is our business cycle. So it says why right in the middle. That's our reason. And the reason might be, it could be travel like myself. It could be having a pension. I know that people are having real struggle today with actually having a pension, something to look after them into the years when they retire. Or maybe it's just having financial freedom, maybe just getting rid of credit card debt, or not having that worry anymore, whether it's self-development, a new car, education, whatever it is. That is the driving force that will keep you going around this business cycle. And you can see there right at the very top in purple, we contact somebody, like somebody might have actually said, do you want to have a look at what we're doing? Showing them a little bit about the opportunity, which you may have done before you've looked at this. And this is our business presentation where we can get going straight away after this, put a plan into place, and then you have your action, your plan to build your future. Okay, so this gives you an idea about how the structure is around how we build a business and how we produce an income. So on the left there, you'll see the product promoter, somebody that's looking after maybe 20 to 25 happy, regular customers that want to maintain the health and to improve the health. And you can do this by earning an extra $300 to $600 alongside what you're currently doing. Just imagine what an extra $600 a month, every month, could do to your life and your family's life. Maybe you've done this bit and then you want to progress onto what we call a business leader, where you're looking after a handful of people in your team and you're helping those team members, as Louise has just said, create those handful of customers, and team members actually go out and we also create other teams, and that gives you an extra $1,000 to $3,000 a month. This becomes a massive input into your household income. It may give you that opportunity to travel, or it might give that opportunity to have the balance and maybe not be in that hamster wheel that I was in. And then the longer term incomes, and this can happen very quickly, or you can take a longer time to do this, is maybe where you're developing people in their own teams, and we call these business developers. And this is where it gives you a serious full-time income, where you might still be earning, working part-time, but you'll meet people where they're earning $3,000 to $30,000 every single month. I didn't actually believe this $30,000 amount when I first started, so I needed to meet the people that were doing that, ask them questions, and be around those types of people. So where do we get our customers from? Well, do you know anybody that goes to the gym, or do you know anybody that wants to stay and maintain their health? Years ago, we never saw a gym on the high street. We now see them all over the place. So people wanting to maintain their health and fitness. Maybe you're working with a handful of people that could do with improving their health, or at least maintaining it where they are at the moment. If you've got children, then the school is a fantastic place. I've got a 10-year-old daughter. A lot of my customers have come from school, and a lot of my team members have come from the mums and the dads that I've met. And just really people that you care about, people that you really want to help with their health and their lifestyle. So we're not going to get into too much detail here because this is all worked out on a computer, but getting to the level of manager is about helping a handful of people create their own success. So typically I have 15 to 25 people in my team, as Louise did as well. And you're now purchasing your products at virtually half price from the company at wholesale. And a manager position will give you an extra $2,500 a month, every single month. And the reason this structure is here is that it's about a lot of people doing a little bit. When I say a lot of people, those 15 to 25 people, all looking after 20 to 25 customers each. As I say, this is all worked out on computer. The reason we put these different percentages here is that you can actually see how the structure is made up. But essentially, a manager is made up of a group of people where they're getting a direct bonus from Forever paid directly to them, and you're getting a bonus paid directly through to yourself on the productivity of your whole group.
So once you've built and manage a business within your Forever career, you can actually create a global income, a royalty style income. And this is like a successful author that sells lots of books successfully, or whether it's somebody that's written a song and the song is played a multitude of times. We can create this royalty style income, and you can choose any one of these 160 countries where we have a head office in each one of these countries. Now, I know that Louise and myself, we have a global business, so we have a number of different businesses in different countries, and this actually gives you security. So it doesn't matter what's happening maybe in certain countries, it's actually all added together and paid directly to you from Forever.
So as well as the fantastic income opportunity, we have some incredible extras, some incentives to kind of like just motivate you that little bit more. And for me, coming from a restaurant background, coming from a self-employed background, this was just something I'd never heard of. So when my friend said to me that I could win a holiday, and the first one was a trip to Dallas, I was like mind blown that we could win trips. So of course, I've always used the travel to motivate me. When I joined the company, like I said, I wanted to get out of working that really long hours in that industry. So I was always going for the business developer role, which meant that I could then also access these incredible incentives. So over the last 7 years, we've been to Singapore, we've been to South Africa, we've been to Dubai, we've been to Mexico, we've been to Sweden, and these are all 5-star trips, and you get to take a +1. So, you know, and I know Phil's enjoyed these trips as well, and it really is just amazing. So there's 2 exciting destinations per year. This year we've got Sydney in April, and then a cruise in the Bahamas in September. It's always nothing but the best. It's total luxury, and you also get given some spending money. So it's just absolutely crazy. You can also qualify for what we call Forever to Drive. So that's its affectionate name, but actually what it is that you get paid a monthly amount of money into your bank each month. So you don't have to spend it on a car. I qualified for this in my first year, and at the time I had a car, so I didn't need it for that. So I just used it to top up my holiday pot because, like I said, I was like crazy for going on holidays once I then didn't have the structure of having my day job. So that's up to $11,000 per year to buy the car of your choice, or literally to do whatever you want with. We also have another program called Chairman's Bonus. Now this is because we don't have shareholders. We're a privately owned family company. And so what the owner of the company does is he puts a percentage of the company profit into a pot for then distributors like ourselves to qualify for each year. So it's so generous again, and we get these crazy cartoon style, almost these big checks, but the company actually fly you to one of those destinations to pick up one of these checks. So you can see Phil on the photograph there with some of his team. I think this was in South Africa. Was that right, Phil? Yeah, so that was in South Africa. And, you know, this is just amazing because if you look at the people on the screen, this is, you know, this is a business where absolutely everybody from any background can get involved and be successful. So you've got some examples here. Lindsay there in the back, she was a Pilates instructor. She still is actually. And she joined the business through the products. She could see how using the products herself and by sharing the benefits of those products with some of her clients, how she could build a business. And then, you know, one thing leads to another, and the next thing she's in South Africa picking up a check. Zoe at the front there, Zoe joined. She was a student at university. And like many students that I work with, they see this as a fantastic opportunity because it's flexible. They're not stuck to doing a certain level of hours on a certain day. It can completely fit around study. So Zoe was able to fund her university with this business. And then also we've got Fiona in the back there. And Fiona was a deputy head teacher. which if anybody's from a teaching background, you'll know it's incredibly stressful, long hours, and a lot of the work is done outside of school hours as well. So, Fiona just saw this as a way of being able to actually de-stress and find a way that she could still help others, because she had that passion, but help others, but through a different way, and literally have more time for her and her family. So we're now going to hear from some real life people, some more people that we have the pleasure of working with on a daily basis as well.
Hi, my name is Soraya and I live in Sydney, Australia. I'm an engineer by trade and I work for the local government of New South Wales. I love my job and I earn a great income and would love to buy a house as the ultimate goal. But with the rising house prices in Sydney, I knew that wouldn't be possible without finding a second stream of income. 2 years ago, I saw an advert on social media that a lady in the UK was looking for people to work with here in Australia. We chatted on video call and I could see that this business ticked all of the boxes and was exactly what I was looking for. I could see that by finding 5 to 10 spare hours a week, I could build a nice part-time income and it didn't have to interfere with my engineering job. Over the last 2 years, I've attended lots of company trainings at the head office here in Northmead, and I've really enjoyed building my business, especially the friends I've made along the way.
Hi, my name's Amanda Egan. I first came across Forever 10 years ago. At that time, I was a new mum, so I was very, very part-time in the business initially. I would say within 8 months, I developed what's considered as a full-time income. And then over the next 3 years, doubled my business every year. Now I have 10 years on a lifestyle that I used to dream of because I thought it was impossible. I spend an awful lot of time training for marathons and I'm still that full-time mum and I love building my business in the nooks and crannies of my day.
Hi, my name's Nina and I come from a self-employed background. I ran my salon successfully for about 10 years plus, and like most self-employed people, I was out of the house 12 hours a day, 6-7 days a week, with no time for myself or my family. And one day I was walking through my local hospital and I came across some aloe vera based products. I was really impressed with the quality compared with what I was getting on the high street. And then I was approached on Facebook about the business behind the products. I joined straight away initially just to get the discount on the products. But then I realised quite quickly was that all I had to do was find people to try the products and recommend them on just like I'd done. And that's how I've built up an incredible team of business partners in the UK and globally. I've been able to close my salon and I now work flexibly from home around my 5-month-old and my 4-year-old. And I get to travel around the world for free with the company, so my life has changed dramatically.
Hi, my name's Adam May, and I joined Forever 25 years ago. Prior to that, I'd worked successfully in the city as a broker, then I'd run my own business in financial services that sadly went bust after 2.5 years and I lost everything. So I had to go back to work for someone else, which I hated. And at that point, I knew 2 things. Number 1, I knew I didn't like working for someone else. Number 2, I still knew that I had that spark of entrepreneurialism and I wanted to do something for myself. So when a friend invited me to look at the business, I went along to a meeting and I saw the numbers straight away. And by numbers, I mean, I saw the ability to be able to multiply my time. So I got started part-time alongside my full-time job, working maybe 10, 15 hours a week. And it meant within 2 years I was able to quit my job and go full-time in Forever. Since then, I've built a substantial global business that pays me an income from over 40 different countries. But also, Forever's taken me all over the world. I've been on over 50 rallies with Forever, so they've taken me as far north as Alaska and as far south as the South Island of New Zealand. I've been to Hawaii, Africa, all over the States, all over Europe, all over Asia with Forever. But it also means, because my income is effectively now a passive income, which means I could retire today if I want to, that it's my retirement plan. But I've been able to privately educate my kids, and also I live the life of my dreams. And I'm literally just buying the house of our dreams that is our forever house, the house we've always wanted to have. So I am so glad that somebody introduced me to this opportunity 25 years ago, because goodness knows where my life would be today if they hadn't, and if I hadn't taken the leap of faith to get involved.
Okay, so I have to share with you some of the secrets behind Forever's success and Louise's success and my success. And I believe we are very, very fortunate to have very unique products which underpin our whole business. So why would you drink aloe vera? Well, I've been drinking this for over 18 years. It supported my daily digestive system, and that's great because 70% of your immune system lays in your gut. So this is fantastic to keep underpinning that every single day. It also helps me with my daily energy levels. You know, I did used to get a slump in the afternoon. That really helps me on a daily basis. And because it contains this amazing antioxidant vitamin C, it's delivered extremely well, exactly where it needs to. So it's a fantastic product. So why our aloe vera? Well, we're very proud that we know what we're doing. We grow 50 million aloe vera plants, which is fantastic for the carbon footprint because we're absorbing all that CO2 and pushing out all the oxygen. We grow where it's very weather stable in the Dominican Republic and Arizona, where the soil is rich in minerals. And we also control every stage of the farming process, which means we can be in control of the quality. We hand harvest and hand fillet the inner leaf gel, which means that we allow the plant to keep growing. We don't actually use the whole plant all at once, so we can actually, again, control the quality. And the great thing is, because we're using sheep and cattle and goats, they're natural weed control and also natural fertilizer going back into the soil. So we've got patented products, which is fantastic because nobody can copy us. Also, we have an advisory board of highly qualified professionals. So if they were advising about how these products could help, I knew that they were the right products. The other unique thing is that we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So all the customers need to do is hang on to their receipt and hang on to the top of the product, and that is their guarantee. So somebody can actually consume a whole product for a month, and if they're not happy, they get a full refund. That was the bit that sold it to me. I thought if a company could be going today, 42 years, they must be confident that these products work. And yes, I occasionally get products sent back, but it's great because I keep that customer relationship. Also, we do not test on animals. We've never tested on animals, and we've never tested an ingredient on an animal. I believe that's pretty unique in our marketplace. And we also are accredited by the independent Aloe Science Council, and we have a seal of approval. You can also see some religious accreditations on here because we have the same product in all of the countries around the world.
And as you can see, we're in the right marketplace. We cover a broad spectrum of areas. Now, I've got a great passion about sports and nutrition. So what I would suggest is that maybe you focus on one area that really is of interest to you. And as you grow your Forever business, you can then develop your knowledge and help people in all sorts of areas. The animal care is growing massively. You can see it's there, it's 500 billion. Essential oils, that's set to probably double over the next few years. Skincare is a massive part, and these are all global figures. You can see there vitamins and supplements approaching 200 billion. And weight management is such a big deal at the moment because the world is actually wanting to be healthier, and we need to actually help people control their weight and keep that weight off if they need to. Each country is growing phenomenally, and being part of this growth is absolutely fantastic.
Getting started with the company is really simple. We have a simple registration form and it's free to join. And then what we do is we help you put a list together of the products that you would like to purchase to try at home and evaluate for yourself. Just like recommending a restaurant, you couldn't recommend a restaurant that you hadn't been to and eaten in, or a movie at the cinema. So our business is exactly the same. You don't need to try the whole range, but what we'll do is we'll look at you and your lifestyle and the kind of products that would suit you and your family. And we get you started with a list of those products to evaluate at home, but also those will be the products that you will use as your samples to show other people. So we would always recommend that you try the drinking gel because globally that equates to 50% of our turnover. So that's huge. And obviously we've got topical products there, sports products, etc. We've also added to this slide a photograph of the veterinary coat of arms. And that's because, as you can see, very, very tiny in the Pegasus, he's holding a shield, and actually on that shield is the aloe vera plant. And that's because aloe has been used for centuries for animals as well as humans. So if you're somebody with an equestrian background, or maybe you've got dogs or cats, etc. Maybe you would like to choose to build a business just around the animal world. Absolutely, you get to decide that. So we'll help you put together a list of products that suits you. Okay, so you've heard how we've made a success of this business, but what you're asking yourself is, will it work for you? Okay, so these are the really simple steps. You've got to take it seriously. If you were to open a hair salon or a cafe, you know, it's exactly the same. In any new venture, you need to put time and effort in. This isn't a business that costs thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to set up, but this is a business that will require your time and effort. So I would always suggest be really, really strict with your diary, put the pockets of time in so that you make sure you find time to do it. Be coachable and attend training. So what do I mean by that? Well, we've shown you that our business cycle is so simple. So just follow the cycle, be coachable by the person that's introducing you to the business, and attend trainings. And also there's lots of online trainings as well. Like I said about the diary, commit that time that you need to be successful. So if you make a business plan with your coach, then, and that requires 10 hours, find that 10 hours at the beginning of the week, put it into your diary and stick to it, and then you'll be successful. You need to be self-motivated. So you need to be willing to work closely, like I said, to the person that introduced you to the business, but that person can't motivate you. We can show you, we can absolutely inspire you, but you need to be self-motivated. So absolutely take on board listening to any of the trainings, etc., and get motivated. So it says here, you need to be willing to think big, dream big, and set goals for you and your family. Now, don't worry if you're coming into this business just to earn a few $100s per month. The dreaming big and setting goals, that might be a bit nervous and scary for you. Don't worry, because we do this little baby steps at a time. But do start to open your mind to learning from others, listening to their stories. You know, we all had very different backgrounds, and our confidence with the business actually grew day by day. So commit to having regular customers. This is a product movement company, so you need to be sharing the business and the products with other people. Be prepared to tell everybody what you're doing. You know, this is like, again, any other business. If you were to open a hair salon, you wouldn't not tell people. You would market your business to people that you know, and also to people in the neighborhood, etc. So this is exactly the same. Be willing to talk about your business, and above all, have a great attitude. Now, you know, we're all listening to this thinking, well, of course I've got a great attitude, but it's so important to have a great attitude and to literally just have a really learning attitude as well. So the next step is really, really simple. All you need to do is go back to the person that sent you this video and ask for that registration form, get your products ordered, or if you've got some questions, please feel free to ask any of us that have spoken on this presentation or the person that sent you the video, and we will be absolutely happy to answer those questions for you. And we look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.